Now we're getting the nitro car ready for its first start. We've got to oil the filter. I've got myself a cheap little temperature gun, and this you can actually fire at a point with the laser, and it tells you it's 13.8 centigrade, 56 Fahrenheit at the moment. So that's quite good. The only thing I've just noticed is, first time I've had the radio out, it's gone to a more modern eTronics pulse, which I think the old type digital manual trims would have been better. The only advantage is you're using 4 less batteries. One of the other things I found out is setting the engine to top dead centre or bottom dead centre, and they say when you're cooling down, make sure it's at the bottom so it doesn't, so the piston don't stick in the liner, because I think they're slightly tapered. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it to the bottom and put a little dab of paint on the flywheel, and so that way I will know when it's at the bottom. So there's the air filter, which I'm going to take off, that'll be easier. And this is the oil for the filter. Is it pre-opened? Yeah. So we can dab some oil all over it. Oops. Because that's what I saw do on St. Kells. You know, put little dabs of oil. Make sure you don't pick up the wrong bottle, and it's the other one. So we'll give that a squeeze in. I don't know much to put in. I don't think too much. I'm going to put a couple of more drops on this section and call it a day, and put it straight away back in. And that's the air filter all ready. And now I'm going to find bottom dead centre. But I'm doing that off camera, because all it is, I'm going to put something down inside the glow plug hole, and that will show me when it's at the best point. There, I've put my little daub of yellow paint. I don't know if you can see, it's very hard to see, but there is some yellow paint on there. And that shows it's at the bottom for when I need to turn the engine afterwards by hand. So I can put the air cleaner back on. I know some say prime through the air cleaner. I'm going to start it probably without the electrics in, because it's only going to be a static run to just get everything going. So I'm just going to fuel it up, and then hopefully when the glow starter's got enough poke in it, we'll do it like that. Right, now the fuel I'm using is going to be just 16% nitro. Seems to be childproof, so it makes it harder for us adults to open. So here's the new bottle. Let's put some fuel in it. Make sure we close this up. Now, one of the things I think I used to do wrong was overfill the tank, and you don't want to fill it all the way to the top. You want an air space, they recommend. So we'll open the tank up and we'll put some in. There we go. Happy with that. Now next is to prime it, so we'll see if we can see it through the line, which is hard for me, and I recommend by doing this, putting your finger over the exhaust and pulling. I think it's primed because I suffer from the other problem. I can't see colour, can I? So the fuel is probably, I think it's up. It looks like it, but the tint can't be too strong on the fuel, but for my eyes it's almost invisible. So can I get it to start? Now that is the big question, because it is quite cool in here, and I don't know how much go is in this starter. So here we go. Well, I've loosened the glow plug a little. Nearly had it. Put this outside. Now on to tank 2. Well, it got quite hot, the engine, not to dangerous level. It's down to 125 at the moment, but it was starting to get ratty So what it was, the tick over just started getting higher and higher and higher, and I couldn't get it to shut off. It could be that the engine wants to run faster. Now it's loosened off a bit. I don't know. But at least it's had a tank and a bit. We've got about a quarter of a tank. Well, it was just about ready to class as finished the tank. So hopefully tomorrow I can get it running with the figure of 8 without too many stallings, and then we'll go off to the car park place I found to do the main part of the rest of the running in one go, hopefully, which will be a tank at quarter, a tank at half, and a tank at 3/4, and then a tank at full. One little thing I've done to it already is I've changed the screws to hexes on the battery box. The Posi-Drive ones are a bloody pain, because the screwdriver, if you look, on one of them is under the linkage, and as you can tell there's a big difference in size. So this way you can actually do it with the servo on if you want a lot more room, as you can get into it easy. Hold on. There you go, and then just let go afterwards. These brakes are free. They seem to be working well. Well, I'm going to call that the conclusion of part 1 running in. Running it around the garden, it was getting better and better all the time. The only thing is, on the first run it got really hot really fast all of a sudden, and I don't know if it was running low on fuel was the problem causing it. But the air part, it was saying at one point it was like 330, but the engine was only 220. So I'm not too fussed on those temperatures, as the block is the more important part to the head, because the head is the head and fins is supposed to run hotter because it takes the heat away. So the next one's, hopefully, if the weather's right, I'll get out and do the quarter, half and full speed runs, and that will be hopefully the running in done. But like I said, I've gone over the top on the lower speed, just done it in the back garden because I weren't revving the nuts out of it. It was loud, but not too loud, and plus neighbours are out, so don't you worry there. I'm not a total pain all the time, but I'm not really at all. But I found adjusting the throttle on the digital trigger is like, if you have to pull in at the start, if you press the minus on the throttle, that'll bring a bit of throttle on, and if it runs and then it starts getting too fast, just press the plus and reduce the throttle down a bit when it's running a bit better. But overall, this has run better than the one I had before, which was like a race car one, and that thing you just could not get to run properly. It just would not keep running or anything. Where this, I've had a couple of stalls. If it don't want to start, then I let it cool a little bit and then refire it. So now I'm just going to like leave it as it is, and then tomorrow, weather permitting, if it's like sunny like it is now, I should hopefully get some better, faster running in, and maybe a slight tune, you know, adjust the high end a little bit and see how that goes, just to make it run a bit leaner. But they say don't make it run too lean too soon. But this, like I said, concludes part 1 of the running in.